For the fifth consecutive year, the cost of living remains the top concern for Gen Z and millennials. In 2026, over half of Gen Z report they cannot afford to own a home, while digital fatigue from a constant stream of alerts adds a layer of mental fragmentation to the workday. That $7 iced coffee or small online purchase is often a bid for a momentary sense of control. These buys offer a brief emotional reprieve from the weight of macroeconomic pressures that feel entirely out of reach. Economists categorize this as survival spending. It is a reactive way to manage stress, and 80% of people are currently using it to navigate their daily finances. 92% of Gen Z specifically report relying on these little treats to cheer themselves up or celebrate small wins, a rate that has remained stagnant even as other financial indicators shift. While retail therapy provides a temporary dopamine hit, it frequently masks deeper symptoms of financial strain. By treating the anxiety rather than the cause, these small outflows can gradually drain the very savings needed for long-term security. To understand why this cycle of reactive spending persists, we have to look at the underlying data regarding how people actually understand their money. In the 2026 Personal Finance Index, Gen Z correctly answered 38% of questions. The dark blue block shows a quarter of adults in the lowest tier. Since 2017, comprehending risk remains the weakest area, leaving many exposed to economic volatility. This gap in risk literacy explains the impulse toward comfort spending. Without the tools to hedge against systemic threats like inflation or job loss, the brain prioritizes immediate, tangible rewards. Doom spending functions as a coping mechanism for individuals operating without a clear map of economic risk. It is a predictable response to a high-stakes economy. Breaking this cycle requires a shift in social behavior. Many are now adopting a strategy called loud budgeting to reclaim their financial agency. Loud budgeting involves publicly claiming financial boundaries to shield against social spending pressure. It replaces the performance of having it all with a transparent statement of what one can actually afford. 42% of Gen Z use this approach to decline expensive social plans, avoiding debt. This transparency is spreading. 60% now talk openly with friends about historically taboo topics, including specific salaries and financial stress. This shift replaces social friction with clear boundaries. By removing the shame associated with budgeting, it allows individuals to prioritize their long-term goals over temporary social expectations. Setting social boundaries addresses the outflow of money, but closing the risk management gap requires a way to protect the inflow. Data from the latest Deloitte survey suggests that adaptability has become a core career capability. In an era of rapid technological change, the ability to pivot is a form of economic self-defense. Investing in continuous learning and transferable skills helps protect your earning potential, even as specific industries shift. This creates a personal safety net that does not rely on a single employer or job title. When your skills remain relevant across different sectors, you effectively hedge against the job market volatility that often triggers financial panic. To apply these insights immediately, you can use a 3-step framework called the Chaos and Control Audit to evaluate your current habits. Step 1. Pause and identify. Before checking out, ask if the purchase is a reactive response to anxiety or a planned value buy that serves a specific need. Step 2. Get loud. Practice stating your financial boundaries to friends without offering an apology. This turns your budget into a proactive social shield. Step 3. Redirect and upskill. Take the money saved from a declined social outing or a skipped treat and put it toward a course or certification that adds a new skill to your resume. The 2026 housing market and global inflation rates remain outside of your individual control. However, these micro-actions provide a way to manage your personal environment. Swapping reactive spending for loud budgeting and continuous skill development builds a predictable foundation. By focusing on what is sustainable rather than what is performative, you can establish a sense of order in an unpredictable economy.